How's it, Sean from Combat Simulations? Welcome to my Naval Campaigns Spanish-American War Getting Started tutorial. So before we get started, please subscribe to my channel, it's free. And also leave comments and suggestions. And watch my videos and like them and share them. Helps me a lot, it really does. Alright, so yeah, this is the Getting Started tutorial. I think that's duration 1 hour and 45 minutes, which we won't take. Don't worry about that. We won't go through that whole hour and 45. Um, Tim Scowen is the designer. The description of the scenario is designed to be used in conjunction with the Getting Started help file to introduce you to the basics of playing the Spanish-American War naval battles. It is a simple exercise intended to make the player comfortable with the interface and maneuvering ships prior to attempting combat. You will be in command of the U.S. North Atlantic Squadron on practice maneuvers prior to the outbreak of war. The scheduled rendezvous with the USS Maine at 11:45 and take the combined squadron southeast to the weapons range for gunnery and torpedo practice on several fixed targets. Okay, go. Now this is given out free. This American Civil War. It's an actual self-contained module that is used as a demo. It's given out as a demo, as a practice demo, and it's a full, complete game. It's not a demo. You've got all these battles include. Just I thought I'd mention it. All these battles in the American Civil War. Sorry, American Spanish-American War. Get confused, yeah. So it's free. It's free. You could download it and fight all these different battles. All right, and it's given away free from this site. You can go in. It's WDS War Games Design Studio. You can go in my overview tutorial overview of that company. You can find the link there. It's well worth it. There's a whole lot of games that are given complete games. So brilliant. Okay, so we're gonna say okay. Okay, I'm gonna pick automatic fog of war with the Spanish because that's what the getting started, and we'll just leave the rules. There's a whole lot of there's a few rules here that you can put in here. The torpedo sounds, visible torpedoes, aircraft torpedo resolution, all this type of stuff. We'll just leave it. It says leave it as a default. Okay, so we're just going to leave that as a default, and then we are going to load up the getting started tutorial manual. Okay, let's just make that visible content. All right, getting started. We are on the right screen. We are there. There's the American ships. Some ships. Okay, and I'm going to start. Okay, this file is intended to help you get started playing the Spanish-American War naval battles. If you're finished with installing the game, then the main program should be running soon. Okay, this is just to give us basically what I did with you now. So we won't go through this. There's the fog of war. This is what the options we should take. Okay, and on the left-hand corner, you'll see the jump chart. So let's just move this here. This is the jump chart over here. Okay, which displays the overall situation. The blue dots represent the American ships under your command, and any red dots you see will be ships from the opposing side. In this case, the Spanish light gray circles represent areas of dense cloud banks. Visibility is displayed on the top left, with wind to the right from the southwest, south to southwest at 5 knots, and the sea state in the bottom right. Light breeze, state 2. The red rectangle indicates how much of the overall situation is visible from the main chart, which is the larger display on the screen. So basically, this is in all war games. He's just saying there's the wind and the knots. It's a light breeze. There's visibility is 15,000, and this is just the jump map. So we can see all blue circles, all our ships. The game is real time. It's not turn-based. It's like the modern air power, which I did from them as well. It's also a real-time game. In fact, you can choose. I'll just give you an idea. You can choose where's the alternative interface. Now, if you watch that tutorial that I did, this is the interface of that. So you can see they come from the same ilk. Here's the interface for that. Same as the modern air power game. Same thing with it all down here, and then you got the bits here, and this is telling you how fast it. I prefer it like this because I'm used to it's more old school, so I can see everything on the right and whatever. But you can play it either way, which is great. Yeah, where were we? And then here he tells you about the fog of war rules. The rules button is we can for now we can not we don't need to select. That's not part of the tutorial. Okay, click on the area at the top right of area to the top right of the chart that contains a large group of American ships. Notice the main chart senses this display on that area. Also notice that if you move your mouse to the edge of the screen, the main chart will also move, and the map can be scrolled using the arrow keys as well. So there we can zoom just to get to all this. I use the mouse, so you've got it, and there we can zoom right out. And we can zoom, obviously, it's just so fast. So we can click here and then go here. This is common. I mean, everybody would know this. Anybody that's a war gamer would know how this interface works. All right, so where were we? I'm just going to be careful it doesn't scroll out here. Now zoom to get a closer look either by, the mouse keys. Okay. You'll see 3 lines of ships, all right, including cruisers to the west, battleships in the center, and torpedo boats in the east. The leading ships will have flag pennants, and their names will be displayed in yellow, unlike the others in white. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, then and they got flag things on them. All right, there's the flag. You can see the flag, and their names are in yellow and in white. Okay, the other ones are in white. These are your division flagships, which determine the movements of all other members of those divisions, as long as they are attached to it. In general, you will use these flagships to control your formation during battle, and their component units only being split off or detached when necessary. Okay. Left click on the leading center column, and notice that more detailed information appears on the right hand side of the ship list. So when you click on the Iowa, see how it just picks up all the other ships. This fills up. So there's where we are splitting it, but we're looking for the Iowa, right? So we're going to watch, just check what he says. Because it is the division flagship, its name is displayed in yellow. Okay, fair enough. So these are division flagships, obviously for this row here. And this is, you can't have division flagships for everybody, all 3. So this must be this row of ships, and this is this row of ships, and this is this row. Okay. Let's just, because my mouse is just, because the game is, my computer's too fast. Okay, so I'm just going to be careful on the top here. See, you're just very sensitive. I don't go right to the top. Okay, good. The flag of the United States is shown in one corner. Okay, got that. The hour is currently sailing at 12 knots. There we go. Or nautical miles per hour, and is heading southwest. There it is there. Its current state is 100%. So there in the corner there, representing the fact that it's undamaged. We can also see that it's equipped with 14.2 Howell torpedoes. Okay, there they are there. 2 tubes with 4 reloads are ready on the port side. Okay, 2 tubes with 4 is on the port side. All right, so you can see how this ship. See, there's the direction it's the direction it is. So that's the port. If it were to turn, I suppose we'd see it maybe pointing this way. But that's port and starboard. All right, so those are 2 tubes are ready on port. You can see the total number of reloads below the status percentage in front of the torpedo icon. Okay, so we can see 4. Tubes on the starboard side will be selected automatically if fired in that direction. But you can also change this manually by clicking on the command menu at the top screen and selecting set. So he's talking about this here. Set active load. Okay, good. Let's get back to the Iowa. All right. Okay, so using the right mouse button, right click on the picture and wait. Let's just first check that that's on here. So there he is. There's the Iowa. It's small. It's 12. The icons are small. 12 knots. It's 2.4, 4. There's a southwest direction. There's 100%. I don't know what that. He didn't. I think those are. No, I'm not sure if that's torpedoes or not. He didn't say much about that. I don't know what that thing is. Or did he mention it? No. Okay, using the right mouse button, right click on the picture and hold the button down. Notice that this shows you further information about the ship. we see that the Iowa is a battleship of the Iowa class, currently assigned to the battleship division, North Atlantic Squadron, U.S. Navy. We can also see its crew size, the size of the ship in tons, information about its armor, the maximum range of its guns, and additional information about its armament. It has secondary guns to fire at light ships, can launch torpedoes, and has main battery of four 12-inch 35 caliber guns. Okay, so here we go. If we right click, we see it's a battleship. It belongs to that division. It's North Atlantic Squadron, United States Army, Navy. Crew is that, size of that. Belts, these are the protection of the ship around the belt. This is the belt. The deck, this is all protection. The range of its main guns, secondary guns, torpedoes, and all that. So that's all there. We got all that. Okay, let's just make sure I'm going to keep this thing. There we go. To learn more about the ship at a glance, you can use the main chart filters. The buttons to toggle these are on the right-hand side of the toolbar along the top of the screen. Hovering your mouse cursor over each button will display a tooltip indicating the filters. Not all filters can be used simultaneously, so they will override each other. Commonly used filters are ship, aircraft names, aircraft range, ship facing, whatever. With these options enabled, the leading flagship should have yellow names and yellow arrows indicating their current intended headings. Make sure the Iowa is selected by left-clicking on it. Okay, so let's just see. He's talking about this here. Surroundings, ship aircraft names. Okay, there you go. What's this? Group names. There we go. See the group names are on. Now we can click it, and I think this gives us all this. Yeah. And all these various things. You can see the tooltip. Ship aircraft damage, ship aircraft speeds. There's the speeds, but they're going. You can see all the speeds. See the numbers there. And the damage, they're all 100%. So it's pretty straightforward, eh? Pretty straightforward. There's nothing. Let's see if I can get this thing done. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so on both the jump mat and the main chart, a number of circles will be drawn showing various ranges associated with the ship. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we see these ranges. And each ship obviously has a different range. So there's the ranges. And then we go in closer. We go out. We're going closer. We can. Yeah. Okay. So there's the ranges there on the ships, right? The yellow indicates the maximum visibility. This can be reduced by weather conditions, blocked by obstructions. The black circle indicates the maximum range of the main armament of the ship. Okay. When present, an orange circle indicates the max range of any secondary guns, although not all ships will have these. Blue circles indicate max range of torpedo launches, with smaller inner circles being the minimum arming distance. All ranges can be further divided into firing arcs, depending on the weapons used. Okay, so yeah, so there we go. This is the visibility. That's the max range, and we can actually see it on the main and the. So you got the max range of the ship. The orange is what was our secondary guns, and then there were others which you can't see now because we don't have ships to shoot at, but we will have soon. If your ship has spotted an enemy target, a binoculars icon will appear on the info box on the ship list. A cross appearing over the binoculars indicates the ship has a target and is currently firing at it. You can find one of your ships that doesn't have this icon, and then it means the ship is either out of range of the enemy or its view of the enemy ships is blocked, such as by another ship or by land. Notice that you can click on additional ships in the main chart, and that their information is added to the ship list starting from the top. Yeah, well, we got this because there we go. So we just, if we click on here, then we get the Cincinnati, and it just goes down, and then we go back to the Iowa. Cincinnati's below that, so it keeps about a list about -3. This allows you to keep track of several ships simultaneously, including any enemy ships that you've clicked on. However, when fog of war is enabled, the information will be more limited for your own ships. Note that you can click on any of these displays in the ship list, and the main chart will be scrolled to the location of that ship. Continue using the jump chart, main chart, and filters to get an idea of the current situation. In this practice scenario, you're on command of the North Atlantic Squadron on practice maneuvers prior to the outbreak of war. Your objective is to rendezvous with the US Maine before traveling to the weapons range for practicing gunnery and torpedo attacks. So we are to rendezvous, obviously, with this little dot here. This must be the US Maine. There we go. There's the US Maine. But it's detached and fixed. Okay, so we're going to find out what they're going to tell us to do here. Okay, so I'm just going to click on that guy again. All right, you notice that that white dots. You'll notice the white dots on the jump map. These represent location markers which are of interest on the map. Some scenarios include these for various reasons. You can also create and edit your own during battle by clicking on the command menu, select place or modify location markers. You can also place markers with the L key. Location markers are useful for keeping track of enemy sights and making the time distance estimates. They can be seen. They can only be seen by the side that placed them, concealing the information to the enemy. Ah, that's us. Okay. Oh, well, if we pressed, well, let's just go there, and we pressed L. Oh, then we can type in something like, let's just type in king. I like the word king. Okay, so there we got king. There's a location marker. Alright, just various places of interest. Okay, so back to Iowa. What's next? The US Maine is some distance to the southwest. Zoom in or click on the lone blue dot. Let's go to US Maine. There we go. So we now have the US Maine in our sights. You can't get away. Okay. The US Maine is some distance to the southwest. Zoom in and click in. Notice that the Maine is marked as fixed, meaning it cannot be given orders. Fixed ships that are moving when the scenario begins are released when the first enemy has been spotted. Okay. Ships that begin at halt will only be released if the scenario has been designed for it. In this case, the Maine will remain on course to rendezvous at 11:45 until enemy ships from the weapons range are sighted. It doesn't say or until, but yeah, I get it. It's fixed. He is going at 8 knots. You'll notice, yeah, it also says detached, which we know about. Well, there it is, fixed and detached. It's going at 8 knots, and it's going in this direction. Simple, eh? Very, very simple. And click and point. It's just the nuances, and this is what I love about John Tiller war games. Most of them are just simple click and move, but the intricacies involved and the calculations behind the scenes, which in board games you got to throw dice and all this type of stuff, and you got to all that stuff's been taken by the computer. You just concentrate on the tactics. You also notice the Maine is detached from division. Right clicking on the ship list shows you that it is a cruise. Okay, so it is the cruiser division. In the cruiser division. By now, the Maine is already downgraded to a cruiser rather than was already by now. As a detached ship, the Maine has its own yellow header and can be maneuvered independently from its division. We'll go into the detail about this shortly. So, see, it's an old battleship. Well, it's B, Maine. Yeah, old battleship. That's its class. It's Cruiser Division, Northern Atlantic Squadron, and there's all the secondary stuff. So it's an older ship. You can look at the details. It's impressive, even though it's top up. Now there's plenty of naval. I think there's a few naval campaigns in John Tiller software. There's WDS. There's Pacific, Guadalcanal, and all of those naval campaigns are represented. This is just a demo of the naval campaigns of all that series. I think there's a few of them. That will operate on this sort of way, real time like this. And you've got aircraft carriers and everything. You don't have it now because this is older, but you will have it in the more modern naval campaigns. Before moving on, note that you can measure distances in the main chart by three ways. Mouse ruler, by left-clicking on the main chart and holding it down and dragging the cursor. So he means that. All right. So at any stage we can, and there it is. That's all in yards. There it is. There it is. And we can find out how far everything is. Okay, so that's brilliant. That's nice to know. Holding down, yeah, by selecting a ship in the on the first click, you can measure directly from that ship to another location while it moves. You can also use the range grid by clicking on the toolbar for four filter dots. Now the range is that. So this is obviously different. These are measured ranges, so I think that's how it works. But it kind of works like that. I prefer this, man. Left click, hold, left click, mouse, hold it, and you can tell where you are. I mean, I wouldn't use that range thing, but it can be of use, obviously. Yeah, this will display white dots on the main chart, indicating certain units of distance. Both of these measurements can be set to yards or nautical miles, 2,000 yards per, through the settings menu at the top of the screen and toggling distances in nautical miles. Lastly, you can click on View menu and select one of the 7 distances to set a fixed range circle from currently set. So you don't need to do that, but you understand what it is here. The runtime settings are displayed on the left-hand side of the toolbar. All scenarios start paused. Real time is black. We'll set the game to maximum speed. Oh, there's maximum. Will that do that? Okay, so that's normal. That's slower, and that's faster. Or maybe they've changed it. Okay. Now when it says real-time black will set the game to maximum speed. You can increase green and decrease yellow time compression up to 10. Note that you can also adjust the speed using plus and minus. That's normal speed. Yeah. You often be running the game at maximum time compression while long distance is being crossed and reducing speed when combat takes place. If the events seem to be moving too fast, a quick way to regain control is to hit the spacebar, which will pause the game. That's lovely. Hey, spacebar, biggest the keypad on the key button on the keyboard. Biggest one. Space. Love it when they hit that as pause. Hitting a game will resume the game at real-time speed. It's important to know that orders can be given to ships while the game is paused, which is great, making a very useful tool for any player, of course. So he means this. So hey, the sound comes on. The sound comes on. So what speed was it? It's just normal. And then we can see the time compression now. So they're real time. See, they pause real time. And you got like the sound. I think we can switch the sounds off here. Okay, yeah, we can switch it off, but we'll leave it on. If it gets too intrusive, we'll switch it off. All right, hit the real time space with the rendezvous time away. Now is excellent time for you to practice moving your ship. The center portion of the toolbar includes buttons to accomplish this, although numerous hotkeys can be used to make the fleet management easier. Starting from the left-hand side are the buttons for port and starboard turns, S and D. Oh, these ones. Okay, so let's go back to our main ships here. So these are in formation. Come on. So there. All right, let's just pick this one. It's much easier. This mouse is this keyboard's. So it means these. Turn port. See the arrows going. Now these are in formation, so that means the ships would follow this around, follow these ships around. So you have to be, I'm assuming you have to be very careful with the speeds you suddenly set. I mean, if you set this suddenly to stop, these have got momentum, they can crash into you. So formations can be dangerous with ships. All right, let's read it. This will order selected ship to change its heading by 2 naval compass points, 22.5. Notice that the yellow arrow will change the reflectors and the heading displayed in the ship list icon box will turn green. Let's just see that does that. Does that turn green? Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, there it is. So you're getting that. All right. So that you see the part there. See the part there where it turns green. See there. See this. That I can't read it, but yeah. Notice the yellow arrow is now pointing to deflect. This is the heading display. The ship it will turn green, indicating the ship is in the process of making a turn. Individual ships can be given the order to turn at any time, so we can do it with any ship. When this maneuver is ordered for a division flagship, all the following ships will turn at the same point and thus remain in a trailing formation or column. Note that division flagship must be at the head of the column or in the van, otherwise the formation will not be possible. So he has to be leading the formation because he's the leading one. So if he turns, everybody turns with him. He can't be at the back of the formation. How's that going to work? Well, I'm assuming that. Next two buttons are the group turns. This order is only valid for a division flagship with other ships attached. Okay? When given all ships in the formation, when given all ships in the formation will turn in place to that heading at the same time. This will shift a column into echelon as the ships turn before the ending at the line abreast, when all ships are heading 90 degrees to the original course. Okay. Group turns are very useful. So what he means is, I'm assuming this is what he means. If you turn this uh, there, okay, if you turn it, say there, these ships will gradually follow you around there, right? To follow that turn. Sorry. See, they will gradually like follow the turn. They'll follow you in a long line. But if you hit a group turn like this, all the ships suddenly turn this way. So it's kind of like a line abreast. So I think that's what he means. I'm assuming that's what he means. Only valid for ships or column. Group turns are very useful when resuming positions between multiple divisions, such as a long line of battleships, and are especially useful for defensive movers against torpedoes. Yeah, because they all turn at once. They don't like turn gradually by turning ships away at once. However, early navies had not perfected this complex fleet-wide maneuvers. As a result, it was not possible to group turn past 90 degrees. So you can only do perpendicular turns, like up to there. You can't turn. In more modern settings, you can about flag. The about flag is set, allowing group turns towards complete opposite direction. Moreover, once the column has begun turning into echelon or line abreast, any normal turn orders given to the division may result in the formation becoming undone. Yes, and even cause collisions. Players should be careful not to mix orders in this way, restoring a column first before conducting normal missions again. Yeah, so it just means like be bright, be clever about this, think about it. These are all information. If you turn here, right, and then you start giving all normal, this gonna cause chaos. These guys will turn like this. If you give them a group, see when we see they can't go. Oh, they can't turn about. But he says they can't. Not modern, but they can't do it. If you give a group port, then all of them will turn that way. And you just got to be careful not to. Sorry, I'm just looking at you. Got to be careful not to move these guys when you do that. Not independently move guys around. You wait till that. It's about being patient. Just waiting for that. Okay, yeah. Further to the right of the toolbar are buttons increase and decrease speeds. This will order the ship to increase the decrease speed by 1 knot. The difference will be displayed in the ship's list info box until it's been reached. You can fine-tune speeds by 1/10 of a knot by holding down the left Alt key before clicking the button. Okay, so he means this. There's the increase and decrease. But if you Alt left click, If you're old, then it'll go find smaller increments. You can rapidly change speed using the next two buttons, full speed and full stop. Like the normal turn, speed changes can be ordered to any ship at any time. You can imagine the chaos involved. When given to a division flagships, all ships that will adjust to match the speed accordingly. The maximum speed will be limited by the slow ship in the formation. Battle damage may cause some ships in the formation to slow down. To prevent collisions, the entire formation will slow down to compensate. To restore the speed, the damaged ship must be detached from the formation and new speed order given to it. Okay, that makes complete sense. Okay, so the last order of interest right now is the toggle detached. Okay, any ship that is assigned to a vision but not attached to its current flagship, which it can change if said flagship is sunk or has been detached, is considered to be detached. That ship will now be able to maneuver independently of orders given to the flagship. To quickly detach a ship from its current formation, simply give it any normal turn or speed order, or hit the associated button in the toolbar. This is particularly useful for pulling damaged ships out of the line or prevent unintended collisions. So it just means give it a normal order move, or click on, I think it's this one. Oh, highlight detached. There's one. Oh no, yeah, it must be this one. Yeah, detach. So you got to detach it. Okay, that's just like standard games where you detach oaks from a formation. Okay, the toggle button can be used to return. Toggle the button to also can be used to return to its division formation. This process is not automatic. It must be carefully practiced. Using fine control of turns and speeds, you must realign the ship into its intended position in the formation. Match the speed of the formation and then hit. So you got to manually. What it means is you got to manually. If you detach a ship and you send it all the way down here, and then your formation's here, and then you attach it again. You've got to manually move it into the formation. Otherwise, it's not gonna. It'll just stay behind there. It will never be back in that formation. Failure to match the speed first will cause the ship to remain at its previous speed, potentially causing a collision. Note, however, that adjusting flagship speed will immediately reset all speeds in the formation as well. Failure to align properly may result in the ship, failing to keep the formation during subsequent turns. Though the alignment does not have to be perfect, and ships have some capacity to maintain formation, despite being reattached in staggered positions, the further out of alignment they are, the more likely the sharp turns and group turns will cause the formation to break up. Obviously, it is possible to resume the formation from any group turn position, such as echelon or line abreast, but it is easiest to resume position in a column, particularly at the tail end of it. Yes, of course. So you just got to be careful with how you turn your ships, because their information. Yeah, it's not that. It's not that. These are moving. These are big, heavy. They've got momentum. You can't just stop a ship. Stand still. This thing is still traveling through the water. One important notice is that any change of speed mid-turn can cause formations to spread apart and potentially break. This may be unavoidable due to battle damage, but just as players should try not to mix normal and group turns, neither should they mix speed changes of any kind. Yes, speed and group turns, and you shouldn't. You should stick with one turn, finish the turn, and then stick with another turn. Don't in between fix and change speeds and whatever. That's just craziness. With these lessons in mind, you're encouraged to maneuver your 3 columns of cruiser battleships and torpedo boats in order to get the feel for such evolutions. Notice that all ships begin at cruising speed of 12 knots, even though many ships present can go much faster. All right, indicated by speed and appearing on the screen. In combat, it's preferable to be moving as fast as possible to make it harder for enemies to land. Yeah, but if you're moving fast as possible, it's also harder to shoot. So it might be harder with a battleship to you travel as fast as you can. It's hard for him to hit you, but it's hard for you to shoot him. Yeah, because he's also now becomes that faster moving target. So it works both ways. But when squadrons with many different ship classes have very different performance scale, it is not always possible, especially when multiple divisions maneuver near each other. Yeah, for sure. You can also find that torpedo boats, being much smaller and more maneuverable, can turn, accelerate, and decelerate much faster than other ships at your disposal. This greatly increases the chances of collision, even when speeds have been matched. Be exceptionally careful when maneuvering smaller ships around larger ones, as 10,000 tons of steel behind a ram bow will make short work of almost anything at sea. Yeah, geez, of course. When you are finished experimenting with movers, set the time conversion. So I'm gonna let's move around a bit. I'm gonna yeah, um yeah, let's move him. Let's see how this formation goes. Yeah, let's move him. Let's see if the ships follow. Okay, so I'm speeding it up. See how the ships. See how the ships are following him. Right. Let me get a pause that. Now I don't know if this is going to work, but let's try it. Let's move a group turn. Okay, so and we're going to move him. No, 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 man, no, man, no, man, no, man. Yeah, I don't know now. Okay, 12 knots. Let's keep it at 12. That wasn't a group turn. Sorry. This is now a group turn. Let's see if a group turn will work. See how they're moving individually. Okay, let's just stop this thing because this is dangerous. Let's just move this guy back there and hit the speed. It's brilliant, eh? I love the real-time aspect of it. I love games in real time. And we've got fast. The city's moving back. See how the formations are changed. See that? See how I mixed up that formation. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful. See this is not changed. Now he's coming. You see there? See there? Now we go faster. See, now he's following you. But you see how it broke up that formation. The group turns. And that. So it's a bit of art. You gotta get a feel for this. Alright. Yeah. You have been alerted to. Okay, we finished experimenting with it. We set the time compression to maximum, and it will maintain a speed of 12 knots, which will reach the rendezvous with the Bay as we planned. You can also alert it to the sighting of the Spanish warships. In this case, static practice warships. Okay, so with the targets. So let's just So what he means is this: we are going that way. Eh? So we're going down. So we're going to just fast forward this. Okay, so I'm going to pause it until we get those guys that we sight. Because he said we must move down here until we sight it. It could be a while. So I'll pause it until then. Okay, so we got a hell of a warning bell. Ding, ding, ding. I just didn't save it at the time. So we sighted the ships. We only got about so we've sighted this Got this on the ships that bell ding ding ding. So you got that. Didn't record it. It's too late. It was just gave me a bit of a fright. Okay, so what is he saying now? When we sight, there's the there's the sighting. It's like a destroyer we found, and then there's this is a weapons range, but we'll find out now what's it. Okay, see if I'm just recording. I'm still recording. Okay, good. When you're finished, okay, the targets in view, note that the information is limited due to the class designation, estimates the damage, and so on. All of these targets are mobile and unarmed, so approach them at your will. Once a target has entered the range of either the main batteries or secondary weapons, the ships will automatically target and open fire on them. The selected target will be displayed as a black dotted line extending out from the shooter. For the main batteries, you can override this choice. So that'd be by a black dotted line extending out from the shooter. Okay, good enough. For the main batteries, you can override this by selecting a ship and right-clicking. So we can right-click for targets on different targets, so long as it's visible and within range. Okay. Secondary weapons, such as which are displayed with white dotted lines, cannot be controlled and will automatically target the nearest high-threat pocket ship, usually torpedo boats. They will aim at larger ships where no other targets are available. Okay, this is important. This era of naval warfare was peculiar in that the weapons were often more capable than the tools used to aim them. So they had great weapons but shit aiming tools. Accuracy was abysmal at anything other than very close distances. So it was like ramming distances. This is why most gun ranges will appear rather short and identical, as attempting to land any further was simply a waste of ammunition. Wow. Large guns were so difficult to handle that they were often reserved for point blank broadsides against heavily armored ships. Was just before World War One. This was in the era, this was the late 80s, before 1900s, before World War One even. This. I don't know much about the history of the Spanish-American War. I don't know the history of it. I don't know how many, but there looks like a lot of battles were fought. So I haven't read up. I don't know much about that war. Large guns were difficult to handle, so they were often reserved for point-blank broadsides against heavily armored ships, not the long-distance duels familiar to enthusiasts of World War One and later eras. Sheesh. I read about World War One ships were very inaccurate. Can you imagine how inaccurate these guys were? To compensate for the secondary guns in this game also represent a bewildering variety of tertiary guns. Their sheer numbers and high fire rates can help make up for inaccuracies, but again, only at point blank. So you have to almost be at ramming distance. In making practice runs against various target ships, you'll quickly notice that the smaller unarmored vessels, sometimes made out of wood, will be destroyed fairly easily by massed secondary and tertiary fire. By contrast, large armored ships will withstand considerable punishment, such as secondary and tertiary fire can sometimes only sink them through flukes called critical hits. These represent lucky shots that cause catastrophic explosions, such as magazines or torpedo detonations, igniting fires in the wrong places, and so on. Main guns, though devastating when they land, often did not land at all. For the most part, well, lucky for the guys on the ships that was inaccurate. Eh? You wouldn't like to be in a battleship flying around and everybody was accurate. I mean, you were going to get on the wrong side of that. So, yeah, it helps to be inaccurate. But then you can't sink down the ships. For the most part, players should keep the targets well within secondary range, where the volume of fire increases exponentially, which means the secondary weapons range. Keep the firing of those guns. Approaching up close to maximize accuracy is complicated by torpedoes. In this era, most ships were equipped with torpedo tubes, often facing in every direction. Though these early torpedoes were short range, slow, and unreliable, naval architecture had yet to catch up, and any damage done under the waterline would be catastrophic. Catastrophic. Entire battles might, in theory, be decided by a single devastating barrage. Historically, no ship in the Spanish-American Civil War was sunk by torpedoes. In practice, aiming was complicated. Failure rates were high. The Spanish could not bring most of their torpedo boats to the combat theaters, and the Americans only sometimes came close enough for them to matter. In this game, those conditions will not always hold true, and careful use of torpedoes can be decisive. It is no coincidence that getting up close for point blank gunfire also exposes ships to lethal torpedo attacks. Yeah, so you sit in a rock and a hard place. You need to get close because your guns are useless at far range. But when you get close, you got the torpedoes, and they can't go below the waterline, right? Yeah, these were short range, slow, and unreliable. Naval architecture had to catch up with any damage done under the waterline. Yeah, yet. Okay, so they could hit. Yeah. So there's the cross. Okay. So when a target is within the blue range circle of a ready tube. Okay. Hold down the left control and mouse cursor will change to a rectangle. Right click on the outer portion of the torpedo firing arc to discharge the tube. The white dot should appear representing a tube visible in the water. With the visible torpedoes optional rule turned off default, the torpedoes will no longer be visible at certain distances, meaning players should anticipate launches well before they get actually sighted in the water. Wow. So long as the torpedo has traveled beyond its aiming distance in a blue circle, uh, so beyond its arming distance, so it has to arm first in a blue circle and connects with the target, it will have a chance to detonate and cause flooding, which depletes the ship's status percentage. Automatic damage control is possible, but flooding can sometimes sink a large ship in minutes. By contrast, smaller ships such as torpedo boats and gunboats have such shallow draft that the torpedoes in this area simply had no chance to hit them. So they have a shallow so launches on these targets should be avoided. So you can't hit torpedo boats because they had a shallow draft. So you can't. So players are encouraged to reserve torpedoes for armored targets to bypass their defenses, for fast warships to slow them down, with flooding and damage, and for crippled, slow or stationary warships to finish them off quickly. Okay. If a ship, that means don't aim your torpedoes at other torpedo boats. If a ship is hit during battle, a message will flash out at the top of the main chart indicating that it was hit. If the hit was done on one of your ships, then two numbers will be displayed, showing the percentage damage to the ship as a result of the hit and the remaining status of the ship after it. So there's like two numbers. If you're not currently viewing the ship that was hit, you can use the last hit red arrow to spark on the toolbar to scroll to the main chart location of that ship. Other main chart filters will be used to identify damaged ships. So he's got all these charts up here that you can, and they all got. Where's my guy here? They all got tool tips to explain what they do, and they all got different things that you can go and look at. The ship damage is tracked using the status percentage mentioned previously. Just below 100% of ship is considered to have light damage, with the number or text depicting green. Even at this stage, any damage results in a gradual decrease in weapon fire rate. At 75 or medium damage, ships will have begun to take water and slow down as well. At 25%, ships are considered disabled, can no longer move or fight back, although not all the points are awarded to the opponent until it has been completely sunk. So you have to sink it to get the points. The number of text will be displayed in orange. Finally, ships will be sunk upon reaching 0%. Okay, that's easy to understand. Other status effects can occur randomly as a result of battle, such as damage, engine damage, or stuck rudder. Also, as mentioned, critical hits can instantly destroy a ship, even if it was at 100%, and flooding was progressively reduce status to 0%. So, critical hit can destroy anything unless the automatic damage control is successful. All right, so the critical hits are kind of like one-shot luck shots that destroy the ship outright. Okay, let's read this part. Victory points. Now, it's similar to all the John Tellers. He's got this victory thing going where each ship counts for a certain victory point, and then you get the major victory, what the values you should have, and then what your value is. Yeah. Victory points are awarded by causing damage to enemy ships and lost by incurring damage yourself. It's the same with all the John Tellers. The bar on the lower left, right-hand corner of the screen will show you the victory status. And this, he's talking about this bar here. Okay. Alright, it's on some of the, in the aeroplane one it had that one, I think. In the modern air power demo, I think it did. The bar on the right, some of them have that. The bar on the right-hand side, it will show you the status. It will change color between blue and red depending on which side has the advantage. Once a flag appears, it indicates the side has scored a minor victory. When the bar is full, this reflects a major victory. When no flag appears and the bar is not full, this indicates a draw. For more detail about the scenario, how the scenario is proceeding on this. For more detail about how a scenario is proceeding, click on the status menu at the top of the screen and select victory conditions. Then you get this page. Once you've sunk all practice targets, or once the scenario time has ended, the scenario will terminate and a victory dialog will appear. If a scenario has not ended because enemy ships have run away and cannot be caught, you can feel free to check the victory conditions and quit the scenario early, or set time compression to maximum to wait for the time to run out. To begin a different scenario. So what he needs is we need to. Okay, so you begin a different scenario, click File, menu, you can also save them. Okay, hopefully this training mission has prepared you to fight your first proper naval battle. In this area of naval history, when weapons were highly lethal, but must be employed at very close ranges, clever and well coordinating maneuvering is absolutely essential. I understand that. If you play as the strategy side, it is it is often the only advantage available to you. Okay, maneuvering. Achieving mastery here will give you a good foundation for transitioning to newer areas. Okay, eras with different technologies and tactics. To learn more about the naval campaigns at this point, you should refer to the following manuals. They can be found in the in-help, opening the PDF files directly. Okay, so there's got the user manual. This covers the interface. Watch my mouse. The scenario editor covers if you want to edit the scenarios. The battle editor covers the features of the battle editor. Parameter data, which I'll look now. Designer notes, development, historical background. Okay. An operation file provides a more thorough description of each scenario, including historical context and tactics. You can also see the database data and the parameter data using in the in-game help menu. The database will list all ships, aircraft, and munitions with their associated statistics and traits, while the parameters are more specific and show various special conditions related to the scenario. So we're gonna fight it. We're gonna move down there. So this guy, but we're gonna just see how our fight goes and how the. So I'm interested in that. I'm gonna change him. This is turn the point one, and he's also gonna change. I hope we don't collide into anything. And then I'm gonna put it on just so that we get down here and we can start shooting, just to see. Sorry, just to see what it's like. And then I'm going to show you the manual and everything. He's talking about the parameter data. This is the same in all John Tillers. He gives you the torpedoes, all the parameters that affect the scenario that you're playing. All the stuff from the scenario files, usually how fast they go, all that type of stuff. And then you've got the database. And this has got all the units in the game and what they're capable, the crews, the sizes, the belts, how big they are, and it extends quite a bit. I mean, and he tells you what weapons they've got on those ships. And this is a full game. This is a full game of the American Spanish War, but it's a great introductory game to the modern eras because he's dealing with the simple weapons here. This is the most primitive weapon systems available in the modern era. So it's the start of all the modern campaigns, and it's the full battles of the American Spanish War. And I just want to campaign notes. Let's just see if he's got a campaign notes. So it was fought in 1898, eh? I'm digressing here, but I just want to. So it's 1898, marked the rise of the status of great power, and this, yeah. So this was fought in 1898, just before, and then he goes through tons of information here. This is on this game, on this war, and you can read it here. It shows you everything. It was remarkable. He goes through all of this in the bibliography. Okay, so that's something you can look at as well, and it's a free game. So I'm going to pause it till I'm close, till I'm in range, and we start the fighting here. All right, I'm going to let it and pause it till then. Okay, so we started firing. You see the black circle? This is the Iowa. See, I was highlighting on this guy, which is a smaller guy. He's got a smaller black circle. So he started firing already. There's his black circle, and that's the range of his torpedoes. So you'll see now where he's range. So I can change. He's aiming on that. I can change him by being there. If I right click, then he'll shoot at that. See, and they're in range. Now these guys. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me, but the noise. Let's just see if I can turn off the background sounds. Okay, so yeah, there we go. It helps. It's nice to have the background sounds, but you don't want to be drowned out. But it doesn't shoot. It's a pity. Let me put that back on again because it's not. It's not. You can't hear the guns go off, and I love the guns. So I'm gonna wait till they get close, and then I'm gonna turn them. Yeah, the gun's going. Yeah, the gun's going off, eh? Huh? It's like a delayed sound. I'm gonna aim him over there. You can shoot that. Now we're gonna watch here. Is this guy and this guy here? Yeah, the Ericsson who's leading the other formation has he's got a very. Where's the Iowa? Look at the range. But you've got to remember that it's very inefficient. You've got to get close with the things to hit. Let me just put up the speed a bit. So we can get closer. These ships are not going. These ships are not going to fire back because they're just dummy ships. You know. So yeah. But let me just get closer. When it gets it, I'm going to turn. Now switch this. Okay, so now you see he's range there. You see he's now in range. Now he's in torpedo range. So if I press the control, I should be able to hit a torpedo, yeah. So I'm gonna keep these guys going, but at normal speeds. Then I'm gonna. He's still out of range. That's not the torpedo. He's got to get closer. I'm gonna shoot him at the. Maybe hit the destroyer. See the enemy secondary by hit my secondary. See the firing and see the shooting. See that shooting. Come on. See that. You notice the gunshots. You notice the fast. You see those little black dots. That's shooting at them. I don't know if I can shoot torpedoes. This guy here, he's got like one torpedo. I think that's 1 times 118. I'm not sure if that's a torpedo or not, but it says it's a torpedo. Yeah. Let's hit the space. So if we hit the control out of range. Let's just see if I can get the Iowa. We're going to fly right up to them and then we're going to turn. Let's just increase the speed a bit. Still can't hit the torpedo. See this? This is out of range. But I'll keep him shooting at this guy, and this guy will shoot at the destroyer. Now you got to remember, this is formation fighting. Now in a usual fight, your opponents wouldn't just be sitting there unarmored. You understand? They're also going to be moving and changing direction. So you can imagine how this game can quickly get out of hand. Quickly. You can start losing control of this because he's moving around. These guys are just stated. So, and also formations and all this type of stuff. So I'm going to carry on. I want to just see how this is. I'm not sure what the torpedo range is. I think it's the red. I think I've got to be red. Because I'm controlling, and then I get that. So I think the torpedoes have to be in red. I'm going to try and execute. Sorry man, the sound just carries on after you, man, right? Even though you pause it, eh? So what I'm gonna do is is it this? Yeah, no, it's turn this way. So I'm gonna turn so that I'm gonna turn these guys as well. Uh, Turn to starboard. We're gonna turn. Okay, not so far. So, and then so that we can go past them, and we'll see how that goes. So that the ships all turn. Yeah, I can change where it's shooting. I don't know if you can hear me, but then I can. There was it was in range. So if I right, I can. If I prime, if I can do this torpedo here. Oh wait, no I can't. I'm not right. It's out of range. Facing is out of load. Okay, so he's faces directly forward. So the torpedo's face, you can't shoot on the side. I'm just getting used to this. I'm gonna run it. Now let's see if this thing turns. And you see, notice each ship has got its own thing that's firing. You can change. Say, here's that one. Then one of the ships is gone. So I'm turning now. And these ships are all firing. See how I made that turn. Now what I'll do, let's turn some more. And let's turn in some more. No. See, you got a tendency there. Notice here, formation's close. See how close they are? If you turn them together very far, they've got a tendency to turn into them. And if they're not at the same speeds, if this one is traveling faster, he's going to ram into that one. So formation is very careful. And this era, as he said, weapons were useless. Main guns only at ramming speed you could use them. So the main thing in this game is maneuverability. That's the main thing. That's what you need to be careful, especially for the Spanish. All right, I'm going to end it here. I just wanted to see how they shoot and how the guns work and the torpedoes. I didn't get any torpedo shots in, obviously, because I think I wasn't close enough, and the ranges. And sometimes you need to be like these torpedoes are pointing forward, so I was out of the. But it's very simple. In the black range, you can hit, and then you right-click on a target. You can choose the targets, and each one of these can. That's all there is to this game. Everything's handled behind the scenes by the computer. The complexity, the waves, the engines, the flooding. All of this is taken care of. You're only focused on the tactics and the strategies of this period. Easy to play. You saw myself. This is easy. You could play from here. Obviously, there's little nuances. Now, I'm going to load up the manual so you can just have a look at the manual. Now, this is the general manual for all. Oh, shit. I can't get this thing. Exercise. Okay, so this is the manual for the naval campaigns. So all the different naval campaigns. Not the manual for this. This is the getting started. It's got this manual you take. And you read this manual for that, but it's got different nuances and different periods, and it's one complete manual. I mean, shit, let me get this fit width. Okay, look at that. Okay, this is the introduction, and this is this is obviously Second World War stuff. There's a lot of Second World War, Guadalcanal, Coral Sea. I think it's got campaigns for that. I haven't checked, but I'm sure it has it. I love naval warfare. I mean, I'm a lover for all kinds of combat simulations, air, naval, underwater. I love them all. I love them all, and I love naval warfare. Loved it. Loved the naval. I used to play the. I can't remember the name. I used to love that. Those first in the 1990s. I can't. It was World War One dreadnoughts. What was the name of that game called? Oh, I love that game. All right. So, but yeah, I love it. I love, and you'll see it on my channel. You'll see more of it on my channel. You see some naval stuff on my channel is coming. I love naval warfare. Out in the sea and the gulls, and there's something about naval. It's like having these big battleships in space. It's fleet maneuvers and timings of your planes getting out and searching and cat and mouse. I love naval stuff, eh? Love naval warfare. Okay, so yes, just the basically you saw the jump mate. Now they're different capabilities, different battleships. Introducing aeroplanes, which you don't have in this period. Fixed ships. Okay, there again the clouds, different capabilities, aircraft carriers, flooding, and this is the submarines when they come available, and the charts and hey, and there's also they got nuclear, not nuclear, modern warfare as well. Because there you got this harpoons here as well, anti-ship capability. So if you go onto their website, you'll see all the different naval campaigns that they cover under John Tiller and that. Fantastic, my man. Really, really good. Very impressed. And it's all real time, which I love 100%. I love the real time stuff. So yeah, that's basically it. Loved it because it's if you look at it, it's really just so simple, and it's in real time as well. Just like the aeroplane, the modern air demo, campaign demo. Now, this, as you see here, oh no, not that. Say new. Okay, well, it doesn't have that opening stage, but these are all. This is a real game. It's a demo that was of a period that was just given for free for you to just practice to get a demo of the naval campaigns. And all of these battles are free. This whole covers this whole American Spanish War for free. It's not like you play one battle, you can only play. This is completely free. This whole period is covered as free. It's not even called a demo. You understand? You can download it for free. And you see my War Games Design Studio overview. I left a link there. You can just type it in and you'll see them. You can download this game. Hey? Really brilliant. And I love the way they've implemented. I love the fact that you've got this alternative interface. Now this is very much like the airfare, the modern air demo, which has this type of thing. If you like this sort of approach with it down there, this is more like for the navies, for the sea warfare. It's more designed for airplanes and sea warfare, modern. And then your alternative interface, which I love, and that's all there is to it. Here's all the interfaces you'll need. You have all the statuses. I forgot to. I'm going to show you. Let's have a look at the victory conditions. There's that victory conditions. Similar to all the John Tiller games. With this, you sink ships, he sinks ships. You get victory points, and he has the ratings for it. And all the commands to change around, and all the stuff on the interface over here. And you see, it's simple to play. You see that you're just barely covering the maneuvering and where to shoot what, and then you're just different capabilities and different weapon systems. That's it. It's so simple to play. I was just playing this now, like in front of you, very easy. And obviously there's nuances. Like I said before, there's obviously different for the different areas, and obviously getting to know and getting to maneuver your ships when other ships are maneuvering and where they are. This is all going to come, but that's hard. That's easy to play, but hard to master stuff. That's all that is. But basically, you know the game. So yeah, very very simple made out here. Very very, and you can play it straight away from watching this video. All right, yeah, I think I covered everything. Yeah, Sean from Combat Simulations. Please subscribe to my channel. It's free. And also leave comments and suggestions, and watch my videos and share them and like them and comment on them and like them and share them. It helps me a lot. I really mean that. Really does. All right, until our next War Game Design Studio Getting Started tutorial or any other video, good day on you.